Hi there guys, welcome to my channel once again. This is Mr. 4-Stroke back with another video from Bangalore. And I'm extremely sorry for not making this as a motor vlog because I'm down with cold from last couple of days. I'm still recovering from my cold and I think you can figure out by my voice that I haven't recovered completely. I get several questions from my viewers like how should we get more mileage out of their motorcycles, and I thought I'll make a video since too many people ask me questions like this. So keeping their questions in mind, I thought I'll make a video on how to extract the maximum amount of mileage from a motorcycle engine. And mind you guys, I've been following these tips myself for the car for the last couple of years since I've started riding, and this thing have certainly worked for me. So if you religiously follow everything I'm going to tell you, you might find optimum mileage of your motorcycle increasing drastically. The first point is that you have to avoid frequent braking and application of clutch frequently. This might be pretty evident when you're riding in the traffic, but that can't be helped. But you should definitely avoid frequent braking and hard braking as such. The braking should be very progressive, and people might wonder what is the application of braking and clutch has to do with mileage. But trust me guys, as how you apply brakes and how you use the clutch also affects the engine's performance, so mileage is definitely connected to it. Another thing is that avoid sudden and over revving of the engine. I suggest you guys don't crack open the engine at full RPMs at a sudden. You have to gradually increase the speed of the bike, and you don't have to over rev the bike near the red line at all the time. Another thing is that not just in the top gear, but you have to avoid redlining at any gear as much as possible, especially in the lower gears where the fuel consumption is higher. Another thing you guys can do to get the maximum mileage of your motorcycle is to try and ride the motorcycle in the topmost gear in the economy zone RPM band, which I think lies between 3000 RPM to 6000 RPM. That's the place where the engine is most refined and at its element, and it can deliver the optimum mileage. Also, fill fuel from trusted petrol stations only. This is one mistake most of the riders make. They fill fuel from untrusted petrol stations and they don't get the amount of mileage which they were expecting. I personally suggest you guys to fill from the Shell petrol stations if possible. They do charge a bit more for the fuel, but you can definitely feel the performance of your bike increasing along with the refinement and the maximum mileage which you'd get. Also, I suggest you do not park your motorcycles in direct sunlight as it may result in petrol evaporation, which isn't very good because the petrol might get evaporated and you won't get the amount of mileage which you were expecting. So that can get pretty disappointing. Another thing which you need to follow is to shift gears at appropriate speed in the certain RPM bands, which might depend on the motorcycles. So I'm saying along with the bikes in the sub 200 and the 200cc segment, the gears need to be shifted in the intervals of 10 kilometers an hour speed limits. So the first gear needs to be shifted between 0 to 10 kilometers an hour, the second gear from 10 to 20 kilometers an hour, the third gear from 20 to 30 kilometers an hour, fourth gear from 30 to 40 kilometers an hour, fifth gear from 40 to 50 kilometers an hour, and sixth gear from 50 to 60 kilometers an hour respectively. Also, I suggest you guys that the servicing of the bike is very important, and I keep telling my viewers to get their bike serviced at suggested intervals, along with changing of engine oil and oil filter for smoother running and least fuel consumption by the engine. And the braking in part of the bike of a new motorcycle is very important, and I suggest you guys follow the proper brake-in regulations. I think I'll make a video on that thing soon as well. And everything which I said above needs to be followed from the starting itself. You can't just keep following the rules now and expect the mileage of the bikes to start increasing drastically. That was it about the short video guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. This is Mr. 4-Stroke wishing you good luck. Take care, God bless, and over and out.